You are watching Liberty Online TV.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange, Sierra Leone. Orange.
We for monitor human rights situation na detention facility. So we will write letter to the Inspector General of Police requesting that we want access to police facility. We get holding centers. And in April, we get the approval from the Inspector General of Police. And we start with a 3 pilot station, Lumley, Congo Cross, and Aberdeen. And after we see progress in May, we add another 2 more center. Then in the same May, we add another 3 where we get a total of 8 as of now. And these 8 stations where we they visit, we they look at the key 5 things. One, for heal treatment and torture. 2, we look at the conditions of the cell. And 3, we look at the access, that means access to justice. And 4, we play an oversight role. Yeah. So then thing then they will do with they come across people them we find out say they're subject to torture by police officers whilst then they in police custody. Then we also they find out say the medical treatment or the sanitation very poor. We don't come across somebody where they allege say a thief mango. So it been there in detention for more than 5 days. Now we intervention where we report to the Inspector General of Police. We therefore order the release. So like in between we walk people the way we come across them, we in a civil matter, but then hold them, put them at detention with the reason with the police management board and through the Inspector General of Police. And we don't get a huge, participation in the process for let the people then they be released. Some people then they go put them in detention for safekeeping even without the knowledge of the crime officer within the station, not even the LUC. So sometimes some police officers they collect money, according to the story where the very police and they share with we and put people then beyond bars. Like one man can get in Bobo in Paddy, na Central Police in one of the monitoring for like a day. Then they now put the Bobo in details, not the detention list. So when we can monitor, they do head count, we they look on the paper, we'll go through the names them, the crimes and number of days and within day, and then we go inside the cell and count them one by one. So we can see a lot of discrepancies. So with that, in June, we organized training for police, 132 police officers, about human rights in detention facility and also ethics. So what thing don't happen now, when we start, we come across a police officer, we then be alleged say a sexual penetration case. It been in a CID for 6 months, 21 days. Meaning, this now more than half a year. Somebody they wait for let them determine either the crime where they don't bring and come from the police, if for go na court or then for discharge. And that a huge violation and disrespect to the rule of law. One, the law of this country say, if you commit any capital crime, the police get right for hold you in detention for investigate you and your crime inside 10 days. So within that 10 days. For minor crime, for 3 days. But we noticed that say, the police they hold people then for half a year, 5 months, 4 months, 3 months will be start. But now, from April to now, if you go to the station, then the highest will be 4 weeks. And we still get concerned about that because it will be a 0 something. So out of the 8 stations, then we're only able to get 1 station for a day. We'll go without over detention. Person at the center than Adelaide Street. So the others then the number will reduce, but we are largely concerned about the ill treatment, the poor condition, poor medical facility, and still we get picking the way then they mix with adults then.
Yeah. You make mention of torture.
Yeah.
What you say when I find out now one of the detention center them, where the monitors then go. And this now one way people where they go through the police detention, don't they come out? For example, the popular rapper LJ issue, they tell them be all and put on a Benghazi. One more come out say then torture them, but the police been come and deny the allegation there. Now that CHRDI don't go, they don't get first-hand information, say then they torture detainee them, na then detention center there. Una don't try for bring this to the police and make them know say then they violate the detainee their human rights?
Every bit and pieces of we monitoring process, the challenges we share with the public and we share with the Inspector General of Police. So every bit of it has been transparent, and we know they do we monitoring behind the without the supervision of a police officer. So every station, when we start the process, we write a letter to the Police Management Board through the Inspector General of Police, and the Inspector General of Police through the Management Board we approve we and refer we to the regional manager and the LUCs. We engage each LUC. That's we get for start monitoring, and at the letter this will come on from the police headquarters. So like I be part of the team where actually document that particular incident. This is a young man we been in a Central Police. He done day for 2 days, making 3 days. They're not taking statement, and that is wrong. So he say the morning to the police officer, the lockup guy, if una not take me statement this morning, because na 3 days this now what I done there, I go make una not get peace. So the OSD will deploy at the station, he come in and draw this guy and get a 3 slap and he kick him with him boot. So the morning where we go for monitor, me have been there because sometime I dey with the team, I go to different stations and forget first-hand information. And we ask if then they beat them, if then they do, we they ask them questions and what's in their condition, which kind of situation where they, within them the police, would I seek, how you care, would they look into all of them things and so we call the crime officer. The crime officer come and listen to the account of this young man. They lock up, confirm him. The very OSD then go call him, he can't confirm. We tell and say what you do is bad, and we will take her up with the police management. So we've been drawn to their attention, and when we they do with training, then the 2-session training, then we always bring that as an example and as a bad practice.
The issue of human rights violation and police detentions they not start today. Yeah. Lekuna institution and many others don't they do their human rights watch here for look at the situation and how the condition of the suspects in Kindi. And you say una always report back to the police of una findings. Mm-hmm. Then they take una findings and serious.
Very serious. For the 8 stations, we no go beyond because this is 100% funded by us. Even the train will train them on free without no external support. 100% on us. So when we report this issue, police then they on that disciplinary hearing. Some then they take them punishment for some of the things that we'll find. And when you go Lumni before April or early April when we start, you they see soldier man and policeman, they go arrest people, beat them, and bring them to the station. So if you look through, we report them, we always they highlight any negative thing where we see. We bring account to the attention of the public, we bring account to the attention of the police. And, you know, a minister, they were a driver, and in the minister arrest the keke driver. According to the keke driver, it been a try for put a disabled person down, but it blocked the way of the minister. So the minister in security come bundle her and drag in keke. So with we intervention also, that very person. Then the soldier man the way can they involve in the arrest then they we draw the attention of the CDS, and the CDS be get for Giwi military police them for go to the station for go verify and confirm, and the exercise be 100% right on we side that say we get evidence against military personnel where they collaborate with police there, arrest and manhandle people there. So they also set up a disciplinary hearing for the military officers there, will be involved. And now, normally, from May to now, we don't get any other complaint yet, say military and police officer, because among all the stations, Lumley be very notorious with that. That's a soldier and policeman or political related people. Them they take people there, go put them in a cell, waiting at and charge nothing. So based on we intervention, we don't able for actually minimize such.
Apart from the torture and the manhandle, way normally before any arrest, police or military personnel them, we just make mentions, okay, make before they eventually send the people in a cell or detention center. What are issues then they don't come up, where you allude to earlier, for people who they commit petty crimes, where they take long days them na detention without even having a lawyer or for charge the case go na court. People ending at detention center, the way they languish they, because they not prioritize them cases them, or they not even send them for appear in courts. And when you look at institutions like the Human Rights Commission, suppose for take up some of them cases there, we own an organization within into advocacy for people, for protect people and human rights, and suppose for take up. Any plans they for collaborate and continue for bring some of them issues there, especially in a remote places them, we not even get magistrates and lawyers them for going to them places there, Mr. Fatoma?
We always open to collaboration, strategic collaboration for work with state or non-state institution, and we mutual way we collaborate with institution. We ever get a mutual respect and being transparent with the work we do. We're very transparent with the work we do. If we partner with you, then a possibility they follow cover, some of the work they will consider say them for be public. So sometimes now they did this agreement the day before even we put pen to paper. Because first we get a pre-briefing, how this partnership and some of the things that we will stand for. We get core value as an organization. But however, we open up to any partnership as long as it promote the work where we do, it help the people that we they fight for. But like what you say, without even going to remote area, Natonga, you get a lot of cases that will come across. You get young people them way more the ladies them. Na phone related issue. Like you go to a boyfriend, then the boyfriend complains the phone loss. So you go carry the police for 2 weeks, 3 weeks before them use what they did nearly for 2 months, 3 months. But the moment now we put a lot of issue, then there are several constraints also within the criminal justice system based on poor coordination between the DPP office and also the DAR office, now the judiciary, and that of the police. For example, the police go, don't take statements, send the file na DPP, then that file they go take up to 4 months, 5 months, 3 months, or if na drug related cases, the police then tell we say na only one specialist there where they actually examine the content of that substance, if na harmful drug or na drug way, illegal in this country. So sometimes that very file day will take up to 2-3 months. But due to the pressure where we don't put on this 8 station, we don't see that say that also don't reduce. We be also bring that because we get briefing with the law officers department, the AG, in deputy, and also the DPP been there with the senior state council been there when we present the data to them. And when they see the data, they see a lot of reality. So we will also discuss about possible partnership. And the request that say we for the flag up the number of days and we police until we say and they don't send file na DPP and they don't get that file. And when we they flag that up 1 week, week 2, Then we dey see that, so we go to the police and file away flag up, publicly, and then file, and then now the police then don't get on. So CID been they get a lot of overcrowding, and lonely as well, because of more DPP. And now the DAR, so police go don't charge the matter. That these suspects now don't transfer to court. But the court they delay for assign the case. Then sometimes then there's somebody they na Congo Cross or Lumley, then they charge in case na Waterloo. Or Ede Lumley, then charge in case na Roscoe. Not today he commit the crime, then not today he even reside within an area, court options and they. Then some then they pull them Lumley and send them as far as York. So then sometime now one green person, then they get like other 6 people then. Where them for go drop now either a Panemba Road or Roscoe. But then this one person for York, transport no dey for let them go to. Or neither this one person from Central, transport no dey. Police not get transport.
Some of the issues there, somebody they listen to you, it could sound like yes, say these are rare issues, and if it actually they happen na the Salon police.
I mean, a lot they happen, but the one positive thing that when the Inspector General actually tell we say, like this kind of thing, because we they show evidence, and this information they are going for help them and help the police for improve. So I mean, I wasn't shocked, and up to now I'm in shock that because we don't make this attempt several times. We never get an Inspector General of Police we allow we. First when we pull report, even we get the evidence, we make reference to their own report. You see then they send somebody in a studio or pull press release, defend something where we even they say na them. But just for show face. So that are one shocking thing, but a lot they happen. The issue of even the traffic police them, then the keke riders, and also the Okada riders, the money then where they exchange between them, the collection, then the payment for bribe. We don't step into that on several times. In fact, when we test suspects them before the police then say nobody not for pay bribe. Any policeman will ask you for bribe. So if they may not talk to the people then say na 500,000, 400,000 you need for cow before you go. So any police tell you for bribe, if some say yes, and the other one say no, we no go talk, because if we talk, then go say the possible way for bail we forget oaths. And these are na petty crime there. So with that, then continue forward on because we're persistent in asking this, we also don't see a reduction. Not that say they happen at the 8 stations, but the rampart where we first enter in April, May, will be so much visible that some point police officer then they even fed themselves for bail and fed them, they lock up, and a police officer we can lock somebody up, we collect money from that person, then they get a disagreement about the share of the funds. So we'll bring some of these issues then up as well.
I'll take you back to the findings where una go get na the DPP office, because this now one side where plenty people believe say if people get delay for get justice, na side way they need for look into the DPP's office. Now the places we don't hear say people in case file can go they loss, they know they say again, they not go hear again, but also you case file don't go. Wait when I not say na the cause for the delay we can do that DPP office day for let file come out day for let them prosecute case.
With the DPP office, we will talk to the minister directly and in deputy, and the DPP just ask clarifications, questions them about the file they will they talk about, and then it be nodding head in agreement or understanding about exactly what we're going to try for say. And we raise the concern exactly like what you they say from the public and also the police officers. The good thing is that we get the police officers the way they also cooperate with from station level. First, we get a lot of resistance, But when we tell them, say we know to enemy to them, when they talk about their poor working condition and also talk about the poor condition of detainees, then we start getting a whole lot of cooperation. We don't highlight the poor and dilapidated environment where police officers and the work in this country. That if a government serious about criminal justice system, they need for also look into that and improve on the service and conditions of police officers, even prison officers and the military as well.
This is a stage in a salon where anything we get for do with drugs, we person make mention of. A lot of people go be interested in them. The issue of people we get issues with the law within a detention, we get for do with drugs related crimes. Una not about the number of people na the 8 detentions and we una visit?
Yes, a lot.
How the picture sound like?
The whole thing is that there is a huge syndicate in this country when it comes to drug-related issues. The allegations and where we get that even the police officers, the way they do the arrest, and the young men, they become most of these guys are going on statistics about the age gap then within now with detention facility. So most of these people, 92%, within 91, 92% of them are young people within 15 to 35. We will find out based on the evidence on, the police record. And allegations, they say the police officers are not they declare all. And when you go, then they count small pieces. So this we don't make in September where the judiciary and criminal session they open. We don't write letter twice to the judiciary, say we want for the court monitoring, because most of the matters the way they get from the police, where it go to court, or they do another follow-up, where they get a lot of mixed thing. So we want to get a reality and monitor the court proceedings and the public hearing. We don't write a letter, the judiciary no respond. We write a follow-up, they no respond. And now they now go become a public hearing. We want just formalize thing for let them tell we if we need accreditation, for let them tell we within the language the way we monitors and go listen to, and which particular area where they need for sit down and what is it. So we just want that cordiality.
You think say this now the problems we don't drag between CHRDI and the judiciary now that make them ignore our letters?
We not get any problem with the judiciary. The judiciary get problem with we. But we not get problem with them. And we know the fights there. We only hold them accountable because we get a mandate for hold them accountable. They're responsible to public. Public for play an oversight role. And for listen to we opinion, they for listen to we comment. But we not get problem with them. They might get problem with we because we get a matter before then since last year, April to date. And the matter been not assigned for judgment. It's more than 6 months. We still do it, and the court don't go summer break. And we know they not communicate with we, either if they can September, we matter go come up. So if Denkin talks say they want for expedite cases, but then very selective in which cases they then they expedite. So we no get problem with them. We still do it. Whenever they want for do that, but now the public knows say they are very selective, because if you don't assign with matter for judgment, it don't delay for over 6 months. That's good. I mean, the evidence is not from me; it's from your own records. So we don't get problem with them. So when September come, we the train with monitors and this month, and when September come, we deploy them at the court the way we want for deploy them. And we report. If they throw we out, we go also report to the general public. That's a one for monitor a public hearing. We legitimate in any country, and we have been thrown out of court. So if ever that possible, then we inform the people we're not confrontational. We are not in fight with any institution or anybody in this country. We work within we mandate.
Let me go back to a statement we make earlier about the existing drug cartel.
Yeah.
We see in the country, and these are issues them we salon on the battle with, especially recently, of allegation them, various boats them, where they land na the Salon water. At the end of the day, see foreigner there inside. The last day we host the spokesperson for the police now, so try for talk about some of the issues there. The police seem for they do unending investigation on some of them boats there, so where they come and we don't the increase of kush, to be precise. The president even declare a state of emergency. Then we look at all of them things there where the security forces extended to the president put in state of emergency. But the question, where a lot of people they ask, are they really serious about then drugs issue there, taking into consideration how the youth their life they be wasted? A recent documentary will come out from Sky News. Watching that documentary as a Sierra Leonean, you will really feel pity for the young population.
Like you said, they see much serious commitment towards the fight against drug, because you get the agency for fight against drug, not get any capacity. And when you look at the law, it needs to be reviewed and amended, because we for far too long we've not been the battle with drugs in this country. It was when the cocaine plane came in this country during the previous administration, and then we worried for amend the very law on the fight against drug. So we put some things in there we quite be missing, because we were in a haste for fight that particular thing for rebrand we serve as a country. So now we can show up with kush in the country. So when kush pop up in the country, we see that say the one way the agency way for fair the leader become and make videos on social media, say bicycle self not they, these are not they, and staff they not they across the country. Then when you look in hands and tie, you get for work with law enforcement, and the law enforcement they're not equipped. You can imagine a one green person, then at the lab. So if they do 300 arrests, and if this 300 arrests now with 1,000 substance, you won for examining this. So that it tell you the level of seriousness where you get into that aspect. So if we are serious about it, we need to build the capacity. And you look around the policy, how the use of drugs, apart from the Ministry of Health, they own, a policy about use of drugs, but then the actual office where they for fight against harmful drugs in this country. Look if they get a policy. We're very up to date for really fight against drugs. And so if they think and they know they, and which level of seriousness you put in that thing. So, like they say, lawyers and we don't complain to it. Then client, then the exhibit to police, they carry it. In the statement, then say a large quantity. But the exhibit we then carry it, some then they na inside tamatis. This stopper. Then Coca-Cola bottle stopper. In a very small one. So then they get a bitter argument. And sometimes they see the magistrate just lack interest and discontinue the matter. The individuals and hold they beyond bars for a number of days now. The matter now they come. Matter will be run speedily. But the moment they ask about the other exhibits, police they say based on waiting the lawyers and we represent some of them people there, and we will ask some court clerk them. We then at the court and also share with we on based on evidence within the happen at the court, and say the police then not go come up with this thing again, because then he said they don't bother. So a matter they go on, the element of the matter has been destroyed. So and then police officers and they or the one that were involved, the court know they hold them for contempt. So then you start wondering, where is the fairness? And this fairness, then we they look into. And when we look into that fairness, then we become the bad boys or the bad girls, at CHRDII.
Based Based on then testimonies and when I don't get so far, and wait on us notice from our monitoring, this issue of drugs, is it safe now based on our own findings for say the police and safe now a big problem towards the fight against drugs and salon?
If you get the law enforcement and the criminal justice system where them personnel and they under suspension or disciplinary action for drug-related matters, then it means it don't get serious.
And it don't get serious means they themselves they contribute a contributing factor towards fighting drugs.
Because if they personnel them and they staff them, then they're under investigation of for the use of substance, then definitely it getting worse because these are the people that really go for enforce the law. But now you get the criminal justice system, we mix with the police, the correctional service, and the judiciary. Each of these institutions, then personnel them. Some of them personnel them. Then they're under disciplinary action for the use of substance.
What in CHRDII they foresee if this trend continue? Because if the law enforcement body we expect say, now then for day before the fight, because now then go for go and watch and arrest whoever then go for arrest bodies, then say they get involved. What in they foresee and the fight against drugs?
We as a country, we don't largely fail the generation. We don't get caught into the web of this push. If you see the youth minister in video when you go na then slum or Waterloo, and even when you refer the victims for go Connaught, the imagery they see is more of young people. And the cops them where they wake up this raining season and see pictures of them at the streets of Freetown, now young people. And you'll see a society torn apart, and we get police officers and we say, based on their work day and night, when then they look at the kush, it come back into the 70s and 80s, where young man be don't reach 15, 16, the thing where they bluff with na cigarette. So now most young people, majority of them think say now when they don't be man therefore take drugs and then get her in different form. The one they will get money, they take her in a mild form, they work her in order to again, but it not mean say they take push.
Mr. Fatoma, amidst all the issues there, so which CHRDII they on earth? We host the presidential spokesman the last time, Honorable Alhaji Alpha Khan. We create a picture as if this documentary out there, findings that they all come up from CHRDII, that's just a perception. But the reality on ground, when it comes to the way how kush they disturb the young people, as you say, as a country, we don't feed the young people. As bad as the media, the foreign media now, the national media, advocacy group and the CHRDII, they paint them like the government on top of the situation in combating these drugs issue among the young people.
Based on we record, we get 5,643 people that we don't talk to, just 8 police stations from April to now. Now they talk about 15 or something weeks, engagement. And when you look out of that, the 92% of that figure are young people. And out of that 92, you get about 80% when drug-related issues. Why make them? They hold them with substance. Then most of the over-detention issues largely also come to either sexual penetration or kush or drug-related issues. So we currently be report about a Liberian lady when we last monitoring this week. We monitoring this week. Instead of a young lady, it is CID, a drug-related issue. So first, where you the delays of cases that be FSU matter, either sexual penetration or family issues. But now, most of the cases across police station, and if you go some magistrate courts, now drug-related issues. So, if in they say na perception, that's good for them. But if a minister they go video young people the way they in a crisis from Kush, either na Freetown urban or Freetown rural, and they share them videos them. I don't know if you show me live evidence of video is a perception. So be it.
So the question now is, are they really treating the issue as a matter of urgency, like a government would declare state of emergency?
I be no answer that question and through maybe I'll say I give examples. If you say with the FET drug related issue, then you get one green man, then they examine in a country where you get over 2,000 and above suspect then across the country, and one green person something that can catch her with 800, 500. The police and security report, just look some of them statements there, then press release them of how the quantity can high. Or then go destroy a factory and then take several substances, bags. Then not only one person. Then that show you the level of seriousness. So, I mean, we have a lot to fix. We sometimes just clamor, say we want to do this, we don't do this. But the infrastructure and the policy and the system, not even they. But just because we want for show, say we want for make effort or we want for pretend say we do this, then we can make the pronouncement. The pronouncement is one. But then the system, the infrastructure, and the equipment is a whole other thing. We within a country still where gets do the crap with drug related issues. Then they still pull everything. When you go to airport, go to some other airport. How you told that you bag now so they pass with her. But the AI tools they now with them, and they make sure say every detectable thing then detect. Morocco is one, Africa. I can name other advanced countries inside Africa as well, where they use AI tools them, in the technology for detect. So if we are serious about crime issue, we for empower the security sector. They are largely constrained. When you interface with the military, you interface with the police, you interface with correctional service, I mean, largely constrained. And people then they really suffer now with detention facility, either at the prison or police cells. And that is very, very serious. You see every year, now where the court don't go recess, where then they come back, if they read they announce it, then they do call over.
Mr. Fatoma, the issues are not new.
Yeah.
Government in, government out,
Of
to
course.
the issues there. So what's lacking? Is it a matter of prioritizing the security sector, or not just lack of resources from the government for allocate them to the security sector, capacitate them so that they go able to do them work where they're supposed to do?
I mean, prioritizing. They know they prioritize security thing in this country. We feel so we're comfortable. And, crime they happen every day, and criminals are always there ahead of the criminal justice system, way ahead. So that they makes the fight against crime become very difficult, very sophisticated. They are more sophisticated than government. So even the police. Now you go to some police station, na paper, so na ledger, then they take names there, then they scratch them and turn them. So now we even don't they help them through with training about case management and ethics. So now you don't see a very good record system. First you will go for let you get a proper record of somebody where they not detention. It be challenging. Not only CID be well advanced, but when you go to other station apart from CID, it was 0-0. So with we help, we don't see these other stations with CID, you're able now get accurate information about people them way they in custody.
Some of them findings there, and then real time issues there, which did they bring out? We now get an AG we seem for be serious about issues them we get for those criminal justice, looking at in background for Mosai Comot from they assume the office. All of the issues that all they discussed this morning, CHRDI don't try for put them in a context, maybe present them to an office and try for get a conversation with and say, these are the issues. We don't go to the field. You might not be able to go to the field because you're overwhelmed with a lot of things then, but we don't go do the work for you. Here are the results.
I smile and laugh because I not said that earlier, that we meet with the AG in deputy,
for me to turn out one.
No, we present the data. We present this data. We present the data, we present the findings. And then promise say, we will work in partnership. A Twitter, a put on LinkedIn, about our meeting. And we do look forward. And like I said, we believe in mutual respect. If we meet with you, we present, you promise you the partner with we know they run after you. If you think say we're valuable for work with, we're an asset for work with, you can come, we can work. We sign an MOU. We don't sign MOU with people then. That not to be a death sentence between we and them. We hold them accountable like the ACC, so they not even honor them the own side of the MOU, then sit down. We still sit down. But when corruption issue carry the flag up. If they want to work with you, we can go back to MOU. We've been doing that with the police where Sovla come and agree for work with we. So when Celu come, we write a letter for monitor, then go through them file, and also we get existing MOU, allow we. And part of we MOU now before the monitor police cells. But the previous order, IG, because we signed with Richard Murray, be take a time, then they remove her. So when Sovla come, hoping that we will continue with the MOU. So we don't sign MOU with state institutions, but then if they no honor and they know what it is, not to fit. A moral obligation. So if they not think say a right for our work, we can cease work. But that don't mean say we will stop for monitor and report about the activities in public interest. So if the AG in team thinks say we for sit down, we work, and look at this issue, good. When the police see him say a 30 feet, we'll present the report to the IG say, well, which solution we wanna get now, we wanna go able for help with for address this. We say one key thing na training. And the other thing na for help for mobilize resources for una. We can able for talk to donor partners for support some of the constraints. Currently conversations are going within World Bank for help them with e-case management. So now the IG go able for left now in office and know exactly how many people they in detention and what are they with overstay on that e-case management through technology. Then you get UNDP, where also they help the Sierra Leone police for move from force to service. So with that also, then they help them with human resource management. So some of the constraints and where you go see that's on stations, because we engage then development partners and highlight the constraints. We get the data. We get the other evidence that we'll go share and convince. So at the end of the day, we go with nothing as an organization. And then they know that we know they ask them for money. The part of we think, and we know they've scared for call them out or anything. And if you get evidence that you give money, put another. So we do things in a very genuine and open manner. The heads of the institutions and can tell you clearly that we only want a mutual respect and we work. Apart from that, no.
Mr. Fatoma, if you forgive a real-time explanation of how the detention facilities in the salon currently, how you go explain them? The facility itself for the hold the people in?
Very, very poor. If there is another word beyond very, 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 very. Imagine a rainy season like this. like now we there, this roof they leak, this wall they leak. Normally they on finished building, and rain don't beat and sun don't beat them. Possibilities they say it go crack and fall down on them because na a hazard. Then water they na the ground. So then men there and women they way they na then detention facility. They're not able to sit down self na ground or lay down because water they dey. So na tinap then the tinap or then squat on the knee. So imagine you did it for 7 days. Under this rain, a more deplorable condition. When I be dry season, the place be hot, ventilation all day, then they cry with that. And some then they will get sick, we get them so food, then the so food they smell. So when we can even call for medical condition, they not they respond. That happen at a delay. You know, normally another boy they will
because
get
that's our
gonorrhea.
cut across.
A cut across.
Just you need to
like currently you go to Central Police Station. They not a host woman then at the Central Police Station. Because the woman cell, the rain where they can inside, the water where they can inside the way rain come. So then they refer them out for let them go Adelaide. And we get actually very low number of women that way they commit crime. Sometimes then they some station are 0. So when you look women out of the 5,643, now 446 women there. So when you look at that, the number quite small of women. So like the man them more the youth man there, that then go be crowded. And you see the toilet facility, not a thing for talk about. So sometimes Adelaide Street been to wash the station, but change been day and other stations and back. So we talk to them during we training, them promise we for improve, we don't improve. But when the rain come, it don't able for expose a lot of the cells that will be in a visit that is seriously deployable. Some they will put tile, now they like Congo cross, na cartoon, the woman and the lay. And even when they put that cartoon, they also soak because the ground wet. So like barely they're not able to sleep. Water not they drinking water not they for them. So some them then they allow them for let them buy water and even buy food. The food where they left over in a prison and then they shame. So sometimes then they even strike say they don't want the food because according to them, even dogs will not go eat that kind of food. So the sanitation conditions also very, very poor. And the holding center and even the stations need for be improved.
One would wonder if holding center they at this poor, very, very poor level as you don't describe them. How about if inmates there or detainee them contact any disease? How then go able to get medical help?
I mean, we don't talk about that. If you go now with X page, you see number of reports countlessly when we experience, issues of medical. We don't get people then they were sick. We raise the issue with the crime officer. We put the thing in the public, and we'll go back for other monitoring and be still being there. We get people that will get gonorrhea that we enforce. Then try for separate that man there now because it be the smell now seriously. And then bring and come outside and they take statements. So it be even deal with the police officers, even with a condition, alarm station. And the other one, then they were kind of the station where the military personnel and the correctional officer beat the suspect, a woman, beat her in back. The cry pain, we ask. So there was the other one where they bring for safe custody, New England. And a health condition being very, very deplorable. So we monitor, raise the issue to the crime officer. And the crime officer called the other station where called that person, say, let them can take her. And they assure we say then they take her. So like the positive thing is about when we raise some of these issues, some stations and then very swift in responding. And also when we get one-on-one meeting with IG or we send a text or we tell her, the moment they call that station, inquire about that file, and order say, let them people then they counter her. Or sometimes instead the load inside in motor car, drive that end stations and they go find out. Because sometimes they shock past me and you too. We tell CDS about in the behavior of a military man, where manhandle a 50-something years old woman. A buckler for land business. And in saying they help police for go execute warrant of arrest. We asked for this warrant of arrest. They said they don't issue them from last year. We now look through the record. Nothing not they like last year. And then they know inform this man. But they know who say they. But now they go to Jaman, go hold and intrude because somebody within government don't actually influence the arrest of the woman. They say they trespass the land. And this woman, according to the document, is saying buy the land. So there was this thing, and even police record, they will say, the woman ain't get the land.
So is it safe for say some of the issues they accumulate because of abuse of power?
Yeah, abuse of power, they're in between because we don't come across abuse of power. CHRDI, Lumley Police Station. These are the two stations, and really when you go, you see a lot of abuse of power incidents, Lumley and CHRDI. And the other abuse of power will be police officers and Aberdeen. They go just hold people them. The next justification say narrates. And even the officer then they tell we say, well, we just say this one and this one in your case. This and in case. But like we intervention that actually help for minimize this thing. We cannot say it's not happening. And people then they call we logo Waterloo, people then they call we logo Kissy, people then they call we logo. But people then feel they fail for understand say this is money. And currently I personally support the monitors and for that. No, nothing. So the day my pocket dry, then they stay dry.
Mr. Fatoma, some of them revelation there. What they discussed this morning. Some are being aware, say, in human treatment and they happen at them detention center, there are correctional centers, because even before CHRDI begin engaging some of them things there, organizations like Prisons Watch, we don't dig into such. But with these revelations this morning, two things come to mind. One, the hierarchy of the police, not on top of situation in terms of information, knowing what are the real issues on ground. Like you give an instance, say most time owner can report back to the IG, and that's when they can call for files or in safe drive one at the various stations, them also some of the issues that they happen. Then two things where he expose now how badly the police not get capacity for do their work, and how the poor man they be a victim of all of the issues there.
Yes, the side about case management and information management. I mean, that's a huge gap within the Sierra Leone police, and we draw that to the police attention and during even the training, because forget about the IG for even a far distance. Just come closer to a very close distance, okay? They lock up, they connive with another police officer, then lock somebody up without the knowledge of the crime officer. Now, when we they monitor, we they do head count with the supervision of the crime officer, now the time we they find out if they be tell we say that 22 people there, they will can't find out saying that 25 there or 26. So then we ask, who say these other people they come out? So that now the time, now in front of we most time, they lock up and the crime officer they make blabber. That you not go accept that. And then we can notice that say this officer and the lock up obtain money for put these people them. So then if the crime officer don't know that, the crime director with the sit down a management board meeting at police, and not go get even a clue. So the IG also not go get a clue about that thing. Then the IG or even the LUC not aware say a young man they will don't day in herself for a number of days for mango. And so your man come with somebody we don't thief rest, one bag rest in hand, and this one bag rest, this boy don't day for 2 weeks. When you ask the LUC, may not be even know that I be feel say they don't charge. Crime will not be non charge this. No, the man can left and they can make complaint again. A lawyer hold somebody he go with him, he go left and they abandon him for 2 weeks. You know, police they call I know agree make statement. And he know say the thing where they do is wrong as a lawyer. So when we pick that up, we report about that, a run come for let them release the person. So if we not been a day, and the other side with you talk about capacity, you're quite right. Just imagine that one motorcar, I mean, if you like Columbus Station, a whole regional, get just 2 vehicles. One for the two, then they use them for patrol. Now then for go left suspect, then a court. Then emergency thing happen. How then they respond to that? You can hear several times how they talk to people them, or you don't hear maybe, fortunately. That people then they say, I mean pay for the police officer for go on top the bike or keke for go na the place. Who say we then for invite the person. So definitely these are the things. The police or the security sector in this country, they are largely constrained. And we as a country are not think we're serious and we prioritize security issues. And if we want to talk about access to justice or talk about the right and dignity of citizens, the law enforcement or the criminal justice system needs to be strengthened and prioritized as well. Because if we will build with human capital, but then we cannot control crimes and we not get the infrastructure for manage crimes in this country, for for bringing law and order now in society. I mean, we're doing unnecessary investment.
All right. That's Abdul Fatoma, the Chief Executive for CHRDI. This morning, would they look at some of the things them way then find out after inspections we then do na various detention center them, and some of the things them we then find out and them we discuss inside the breakfast show this morning. And una don't send on messages them, we'll just look at some of the messages and they'll come back to Abdul Fatoma as we continue for discuss, and later we'll discuss some of the things that we they recommend and waiting them feel say as an organization we don't get the opportunity for we get first-hand information. They don't talk to the police and they don't even talk to some of them detainees there. Waiting them feel say the security sector for do now for prioritize, especially the detention center. They may hear from Abdul Fatoma how deplorable them be at the moment, especially now we na rainy season. Let we look at few messages that will come back to Mr. Fatoma for look at some of the things them which CHRDI recommend to the police.
All right. The very first message we're going to look at from the Facebook page. Ronald Beresford, George Stone, they say the chain of command is absent in the police institutions, yet they will tell you they follow rules. Whole salon.
This one they ask, say, have you visited Benghazi, the torture center?
We look at more messages. We don't come at the program this morning. This one says a police officer gets less than $500 a month. So imagine if he gets his hands on a bag of cocaine, which is over $30,000. Guess what he will do? Leave that to your imagination.
This is the role of the police internal affairs on such cases. Do they investigate police officers on their misconduct?
We look at more messages we don't come in. Kabbalah Brigid say, yeah, most times you have to give the police transport for the officer to invite or to arrest.
About they say until those components of the criminal justice system, the police, the courts, correctional centers are reformed, things will be done as usual.
More messages. This one from David M. Thorley, now the YouTube channel. They say exactly, Mr. Fatoma, we have very poor security systems and porous borders, and the effectiveness of mitigating these drugs issues in the country should start with security mechanisms.
Junior Bundu, they say, try to pay a visit at Benghazi and see the way how detainees were treated, particularly when you are an opposition.
Fenty say the SLP really neglect the fact that they are dealing with people who sometimes need to be housed for future investigation. It's sad that this SLP has no respect for human life.
Prison overcrowding, another problem. Overcrowded prison leads to health, fights and constrains morale.
There is no the fight against drugs. The head of the drugs agencies responsible for fight was seen on camera partying with a wanted drug lord. How serious is the government? A question we Cecily asked.
This one is saying then they get sick, unfortunately, if inmates become sick, which shouldn't be the case, but sad to say, taking into consideration that there are not infirmary at those stations or the prison where if inmates are sick, they can go to the infirmary or hospital that is in the prison.
This one from Saidu to say, they asked Mr. Fatoma, can I be part of your organization?
Albert Fuji, they say, just too sad to hear that the police force is constrained with vehicles, whereas we have government officials having fleets of vehicles going up and down. What's wrong with our nation?
Abubakar Sidi and Kekanu say, Abdul Fatoma, I always like for listening you at any time you do on air. You always they amaze me as the only human rights activist na salon today. Keep it up, bro.
All right, my last one they take. This one they say chain of command is absent in the police institutions, yet they will tell you that follow the rules, oh salon.
All right, from the message and they will come over to you, Mr. Fatoma. I think we need to talk about the recommendations them again. We'll not the profile because if not don't go work on 8 detention facilities, see the way how the facilities and the suspects them way they there must be recommendations moving forward.
Yes, we recommend to the police them for treat and detainees them in a human manner. For let them improve on the conditions of the cells, the sanitation. But then these are structures. The poor maintenance or expanding on the infrastructure. You see, these are the problem where we get in this country. When they do statistics, census, we more focus on the boundary delimitation exercise. How many wards and constituencies could be created by government or politicians and how therefore win that. When you they take data, now some of them social issues there you they put into consideration. Now the populations the way they've been building correctional services, I mean this police detention or police stations and for Lumley, for example, now be small community. But now you Lumley become a regional hub for the West region. So then they even bring people them outside of Lumley community for can detain them. Since we then start that building, as I said, now unfinished building. So it even hazardous for let them host people then they. So in the first place, in any civilized community, one detainee or suspect not for don't even the dinner that building. But comfortably, we will come across 30, 35, 60 human beings they in an unfinished building. So the infrastructure, not there. Like where Khadija be say, I mean, the lack of priority from the government. It shows a lot of negligence where they undermine, access to justice or even for respect the dignity of citizens in this country. So one of the things for let government improve on that and let government support, and we also talk to the donor partners and we can get into a room with how best and able for support, the criminal justice system, so that people the way, because I mean I was arrested for doing my work, not that I'm a criminal. Khadija been there with me, he go with me parliament till the time and take me to CID. So I did CID not because I was a criminal, but because I was doing my work, so I was arrested. So we already passed that it. We all have potential for the police terms. We are all potentials. And if we don't advocate and talk about this, well, let the conditions be much better. So maybe the place where they look with bad and they go end up one day. Not that say you do anything bad, but where police they look for suspect and then can raid in some area, then they gather all man at the area. Now when they begin to have one by one and it shows say we handle the that thing, then they release you. So government actually need for focus and do something on that. And one thing where the IGB really emphasize on, how do we solve this? We say, well, we need human rights training. And indeed, when we do the human rights training, the stations that we actually send representatives that will train them, we don't see huge improvement in terms of human rights compliance. You know, and you know, like, it's very comfortable for people that say, oh, go Benghazi, oh, go here. Like I say, you know how much I spend a month. We do monitoring 3 times the week. So personally, but then these people then 5,600, they are not my relatives. None of them are my relatives. These are Sierra Leoneans. They are only my brothers and sisters because we are Sierra Leoneans. Uda go sit down say, CHRDI, they do a very good work. Like I give them 1 million every month per my salary or per my business profit. In other countries that we see charities and they work, even media like una, if they want, they wanna stand very tall. Nobody not compromise una. Let people then come up from the public and say, look, how many staff una get? We they contribute for pay this number of staff. Part of my business, you know, or part of my salary till the time I die. Amnesty International, the headquarters and the London office. Now somebody where they die left the will, give them. In fact, the headquarters in a between building. The one alone big for them. So the other one they put on sales. For using money also for the advocacy globally. You get several charities abroad, either London, Germany, US, or media outlet. Now society, they fund that. People then at the community. Because the work they want they do, they're very impressive. When I want to get reports across the country, when I not getting money. Or somebody go sit down comfortably, they say, when I need for kaya, how would they go there? You they just come on another community, go to another community, buy food, or you pay transport. So they're quite easy to say these things. And when you pick up initiative, oh, kaya, it's good for Kande. What's your contribution? Just one people and tell me say kaya. Or for just write and say kaya. No, that's not how it works. If I'm making my own sacrifice, make yours. So go make Sierra Leone a better place. So, you know, these are some of the things we get for take with destiny in this country, then I will all hand. But if we play hypocrite on it and just do things because of we tribesmen and then a party or the northern party, we do things for favor them against the other, then that's catastrophic.
Is that what is happening currently?
That's what is happening in Sierra Leone. That most people, not all Sierra Leone, most people. You see somebody go tell you, say, I like the campaign that they do. A good one is, I mean, it's alone we need for stop it. Watch as election time they reach, you don't see, don't declare. This is supposed to become closer to your work and say, in Lekuna initiative, una they take on government, we need for speak up. But as you see, you go take party or they run for symbol. Then you start wondering that, say, why? You got so many of them. We're going to meet you on social media. Oh, I like the work that they do. This country will need for stand up, blah, blah, blah. You know, me are not there in politics, but as you see, my Facebook page or in WhatsApp status, you get symbol. So what's the hypocrite?
Last year we host the colleague journalist Naya. We also now a social commentator Thomas Dixon. We they speak on the same issues that we talk about.
Okay.
About civil society activists, therefore be consistent with the advocacy. For in just feels the only person who don't stand the test of time now people like Abdul Fatoma and CHRDI, but all civil society activists they now get an agenda. And if such continue for the happen, the space they shrink, people and they become silent because everybody get an interest where they push. Especially times like these, we don't see civil society activists, they don't be very vocal for the past couple of years, during the past regime. Now they come out and say, I've been a card carrier for a very long time, and now I'm running for a position. Are you worried occupying that space, say, civil society or people that only they praise you now because they feel that the tribesman they're not there in a position of power? As soon as the tribesman or friends or relative outside their interest they can in power, then just lean back.
Some are genuine and some are not. I'm very conscious about that. I'm not worried about that, but 100% conscious about that because I've been a victim. When SLPP been in opposition, they shared, most of their supporters shared and comment. And sometimes deliberately now, I bring them memory them with Facebook give me and bring them on my page. There are some who are ministers who we are criticizing on my page that say waiting that they do a good and corruption, they all over corruption want kill the country. By then they were independent, but today they are ministers. And these are the same ministers today when they in the SLPP they talk say me na APC agent or me na APC. You just can't believe it. And some of them are with the opposition say, I mean, we be feel say you know be SLPP, they talk for let you people then come. So that make we be really be doubt you and this that. So but now you they do well. But then by then, no. All what they think about, I'm helping my people from the South. My crime was I was born in the South. And I did my high school in the South. Forgetting that I did my primary school in the West. So, and did my higher education in England. They know they say me na British. Or I do school now. Because I was born in the South. And I carry a name predominantly from the South. Even when say my grandpa come out cancer, it don't matter to them, which I have never hide. My grandpa will born me daddy move from Mali cancer. In they not born me grandpa na. And me daddy them born here. Then me daddy born me and me siblings in there. But they don't even care about that. All what they care about are the faith for me tribesmen there. And the second thing was that I go both school. So now me both school men there. So if you then do something and not talk, people sometimes attack we as if they say BBC, CNN, they talk the whole crisis in England. Or Liberty, they talk the whole crisis in Sierra Leone, even the Bufis community. Or this Tengbetan community owner day. Things and the way they happen, they even can't own a notice. But people want us to apply magic. I mean, like I say, we are in this game on a mutual respect. We don't turn down a lot of government offers, even money for implement certain projects. They turn them down. It's on record. If anybody doubt that, let it bring them. We don't turn them down. From some of our partners. We did that with ECSL. They may get the ECOWAS funding. We then tell we say, if they can give you for law do XYZ sensitization on voters registration and this. And not be cut across we own interests. And we advise us say then give civil society them where they work on that. And then be give civil society them with Legal Link, Native Consortium, and Human Rights Defenders Network. Then be benefits, from that. But we look at and say we now do monitoring on conflict prevention. So if the people that they do monitoring on, then the money come to them, then take that money from their own coffer and give it back for work. It go question with credibility on doing the work.
So is it that finances might be one of the reasons we make this civil society space don't they shrink because then can say they bite the finger where they feed you?
Of course. That largely contributes. I mean, sometimes I'm gonna also say first way I've been there away from this country. I've been vexed so much by journalists them. And mind you, this is not a civil society no more. The media as well. Because I mean, this is a complete volunteer sector. I mean, if you get the project say na 7% out of 100%, 7%. Then they come to administrative court. And the stipend they give very minimal. So if you no get money, you don't get other source of income, you cannot run civil society in this country for even 1 year. Because the office space alone, if you I will say the reasonable one 1,500, 2,000. Like we pay $16,000 annually. So forget about electricity, forget about salary for the technical staff them and the program people, and forget about the other running cost. So imagine if somebody not get any other reliable source, how you going to run? But people are out there, what will they do? What will they do for this? You think for move from point A for point B na free, If not for that, we don't get waka fine for free for Oma. And when I go to filling station, I buy fare. So until we come to the reality, and the media and civil society is a springboard globally. In the West, when politicians left politics, then go join media or then join civil society. Or some they come up from the media, go join politics. Now the UK, now the US. If you see most of the UK parliamentarians we come out Oxford and Cambridge, most of them are be editor or columnist there, from the big newspaper. Because the university where they come out, they don't go for petty job. So they use that for spring and get them party symbol and go represent them. But generally, from where I come back to this country, 2018, I keep the say, people then for look for the different type of civil society. You got one civil society where in they propagate political party agenda. Everything where they propagate, that the ideology of that political party. So you, the people, for able to know, say this na party civil society.
What are the pointers?
They're not so crime.
What are the things that we people them for look at? Because
they're not. They
genuinely advocacy.
Okay, now for know the genuinity of that civil society, when you criticize in party way they propagate in gender and ideology, you see how it becomes so defensive, and even come with a pointer as a way for erase that you perception or that you question, for make you question be very illegitimate and make in point very legitimate. So this not a party civil society ideology. And then you get the other one that we come. It's just about working for the people. And you get the other one then we come. It's just about a support, an auxiliary support from external source.
All right, we go find them who can dissect the issues of
Maybe.
Genuine advocacy
And genuine media practitioners.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
For the chopping board. We're gonna be so happy for let's get people away like genuinely they bring out issues and criticism. I think we'll go able for no because we don't get into this space for a very long time. So as you yourself don't in your advocacy space, it's really good for they get conversation like this. We're gonna be an eye opener because not all the time people when they come into the civil society close or media close for achieve an agenda. But like we so go find time we'll discuss this topic. But going forward with all of the things they wanna don't find out, we don't discuss some of them issues. Some of them are really sad to hear. Waiting are some of the things them or waiting are some of the two things them where you feel say you want to recommend to the security sector. I know they might say that they are not funded, they don't get the capacity, but with the little resources we then get, how they go able to utilize them for try for minimize the inhuman treatment here we detainee then they get.
One, for respect the dignity of people the way they not in custody, and two, for improvement in case management. Because the poor case management, that in they make somebody prolong the detention facility. Imagine you don't spend 14 days, 2 weeks na police cells, where in a civil matter, and police way then go get money, it can lock you up. It's a fraudulent conversion because now the lazy way that they can do. But when you look at the evidence through the statement, still the issue remains civil, and I then document this thing, and at the end of the day, we intervention makes that person they walk home. That trauma where that man or woman they go with against in your country system, now a failure. We fail for actually protect that person from a bad criminal justice system. So if we get a proper case management, and we get the culture of respecting the rule of law, but how we go respect rule of law, the judiciary know they respect law, and we say you go for a last resort, the police know they respect law, they do things out of order. So we are in a crisis as a country until we genuinely come together, not out of malice. We look at the problem and find a genuine solution for address that. But otherwise, we own time go failed, another generation come back, they discuss the same thing. But we are in a crisis as a country, and we need for rescue a country, you know.
All right. Many thanks. As always, so refreshing listening to some of the things them way on the unearth and bring can to the public. Well, that's Nabi Abdul Fatoma, the Chief Executive for CHRDI. If you don't follow CHRDI via the Facebook or other social media handles, you will find out they only bring out snippets of the report or findings within find out from a monitoring we then do na various detention center, and even Mr. Fatoma own personal social media handles. They don't use them for bring out some of the issues there, and you don't listen to and this morning. They don't talk about waiting on some of the things them would affect the security sector. Many thanks to you, sir, for listening to you. To we apologies if you're not able to read all of our messages. Then continue for watch Liberty TV throughout the day as we get very interesting content them they produce for now. Musa Saukoma and Samuel Thomas, and they support the production team for bringing this edition of the Breakfast Show come to you. Mina Khadija Bangura, they say have a blessed day.
All right, till we meet again, Mabel Kabade say get a good day and goodbye.
Develop city, then clean, all clean city, develop.
This is Yvonne Akisoya, Mayor of Freetown, and today I want to talk to Freetonians about sanitation. We objective, transform Freetown, transforming lives. We not go able to achieve them if we all not join hands. Freetown City Council get role, but every Freetonian also get responsibility. Let we start first with the fact say FCC with the sweep 110 major streets every single morning from Monday to Saturday. But when we don't sweep the streets, if Freetonians then come and they continue for heap dirty in the street, you know they make the place look fine. Now make we get them litter bins them. The yellow bins we wanna go see around. So in the waka, you drink from your water bottle, your water plastic, you eat your packets on tin, not even a ground where you done. Make sure say you put on one of them bins then they. That litter bin they, you know they for you host dirty. You know mean say if you pack you host dirty, you can pin her next to the bins them. Not to the idea that. No give you host dirty to them one way the Allah say clean salon, clean salon. No say that dirty way they collect now you host. You know get for Karango now the one of the two official sites. You know they can go Kissy Bomber, you know they can go King Tom Bomber. It turns so it left on a ground. And now we council get a problem, but you self get a problem because now front somebody else in Domot, your own dirty don't end up. So wait you for do with you host dirty. We get the one then a council where we don't certify. So then approved waste providers. Then they on tricycles, some of them they in a vehicle. You will get host, you will get business, you in a hospital, institution, everybody for make sure say the waste collected by an approved FCC waste collector. We get the tricycle groups, we get the companies, so you go see them around. We engage with them on a regular basis. And wait till we go do now as we come into this new year. Now for make sure say FCC stand behind them for you for no outside and day and for let themselves go to you so that we no go get a gap. When you heap dirty in a gutter, it end up na Lumley Beach, Toke Beach. All the tourism ambition where we get for the city, we lost that potential there. FCC, they spend boku money pan dirty business. The fuel, the labor, the vehicle maintenance, the spare parts, the night operations, the illegal dump site clearing where we get for the do every now and then. All that boku money, I'm not gonna say we're not gonna spend anything, no, but we're going to reduce some. If Freetonians then do the right thing. Because we not go get for go clear illegal dump sites. we not gonna get for sweep as many streets and spend as long. So if we reduce that money we spend now on dirty business, we go able put some on development. We all want for improving municipal schools. We want improve the markets them. We want for let we see new developments at the city. That money we will use for dirty business. You and while we all make up we mind. Pay.
You are watching Liberty Breakfast Show on Liberty Online TV.